This animal weighs about as much as a medium-sized dog, and there are documented cases of it driving predators many times its size away from a kill. This is the wolverine. In the Arctic and subarctic, it carries a nickname most people have never heard, the glutton. Not because of how much it eats, because of how relentlessly it searches for food, covering ground almost nothing else its size will cross. A single wolverine can hold a territory of up to 600 square miles, one of the largest ranges relative to body size of any land predator in North America. It isn't limited to deep snow either. Across the seasons, the same animal crosses open tundra, forest floor, and thawed, grass-covered ground, following food wherever it leads. And when researchers began documenting wolverines pushing wolves, and even bears, off their own kills, the reputation that followed spread fast. That reputation isn't just talk, it's been filmed more than once. In documented footage, wolverines have driven other predators off a kill entirely, not just wolves, big cats, even bears forced to abandon a carcass rather than fight for it. But it isn't invincible. Wildlife officials in Alaska are direct about this. Part of the wolverine's ferocious reputation is exaggerated. Wolves have killed wolverines. So have bears in rare documented encounters. What's not exaggerated is the anatomy behind it. The wolverine's upper molar is rotated nearly 90 degrees compared to most carnivores, letting it shear and crush frozen meat and bone that would stop other predators in this environment. Functionally, it works less like a normal bite and more like a hydraulic press built for frozen material. Its sense of smell, Satan, is powerful enough to detect a carcass buried under an estimated 20 feet of snow, letting it find food that other scavengers simply can't locate. Finding food in this environment isn't only about strength, it's about range. Wolverines are known to cover dozens of miles in a single day, moving almost constantly through terrain that exhausts most other animals. They mark territory and food caches with scent from specialized glands, which researchers believe helps deter rivals from contested kills. Encounters between wolverines themselves aren't always peaceful either. Even among their own kind, competition over food and territory can turn physical. Much of a wolverine's life is spent alone, covering enormous distances with little contact with others of its kind. And when the ground doesn't offer enough, they'll climb for it. Even frozen ground and solid ice won't always stop the search. Much of what looks like play between wolverines may also be practice for the physical conflicts that come later in life over territory and food. Here's a fact almost every Wolverine video gets wrong. For generations, it's been claimed that frost simply doesn't form on wolverine fur, which is why indigenous Arctic communities used it to line parka hoods for centuries, and why militaries tested it during World War II. But a 1952 study, published in the Journal of Mammalogy, tested this directly. The result: frost does form on wolverine fur, just like on any other fur. The real advantage isn't that frost avoids it, it's that the frost brushes off easily with a simple flick, instead of clumping into ice the way it does on wolf or coyote fur. And territory disputes aren't limited to wolves or bears. Wolverines have been documented confronting a wide range of animals that cross into contested ground. So is the wolverine unbeatable? No, and wildlife officials are the first to say so. But pound for pound, few animals in the Arctic combine this exact set of tools: a jaw built to break what nothing else can eat, a sense of smell that finds what nothing else can locate, and a range that outlasts almost every rival it meets. That's not luck, that's design. If animals like this surprise you, follow the channel. We cover one in detail every week.